They'll be calling you a radical. It's time for Kev to play a little rope-a-dope. I want to talk about these incredible felonies being committed against me, against Dana, against Weeping Willow, against this horrible, incredible slander, this PR attack that's been going on me. Because why? Because I'm reporting Fukushima in the reality and the truth, because no one seems to do it. The PR firms are really going after me now. Now I've been getting, my phone's been ringing off the hook the last 24 hours of good old school activists have been all over. And they says, hey Kev, there's all over the internet these fake, you know, internet trolls, shills, rats, we know who they are, have organized a campaign to go after you. They're going after you using my name. These are felonies, it's slander, hardcore. I want to talk about Dots Boy up in there, Canada. The whole thing. We know his exact name, his address, all of it. Jan exposed that. We've got the attorneys are working on it. I won't give his name out right now, but I will here in the next few days. And I want to talk about this because I'm reporting that there was most likely a partial meltdown in Sendai. And they can't handle the truth. They know that I'm being effective. And I want to talk about this too, is what I've been up against, what we've been against. I want to lay some things out as the Canada situation last year, as I tried to get teed up by a PR firm up there. It was a PR firm. The whole thing was a dog and pony show to try to set me up. Big time. You know, they've tried everything there is. This is serious business I'm taking on the nuclear. I want it, first off, number one, to attack a guy in a wheelchair is a felony, which they did on Dana, which they did. Critical condition, fighting for my life. You know, I have to raise money to do this. I've raised less than $50,000 in 4 years. Think about what I've done with the money. At the San Onofre shutdown hearings multiple times. At the USS Reagan trial and hearing, the only one there. In Vienna protest trying to save you from yourselves. In front of the White House leading the Million Masked Man March, which I'll be there again, remember the 5th of November, and I'll talk a little bit about that in this video. As I'm going to New York City first, I'll take the train. You know, it's going to be a big deal this year, big year, and you know, John Anthony, Steve Grant, all of everybody that's to put this baby together. It has the field now. It's time. Oh, is it time? All this incredible activists that I've done, you know, that I've been all over on this small money. I've stayed in the dumpiest hotels. I've walked for the most part, lived on zero, nothing. I mean, it's been, why on critical condition? Yeah, I fake my own cat. That's why I had that central line hanging on my jugular vein. You know, how much more do you take? You watch your father be killed by that. You watch the girl you're in love with be killed of leukemia by this. And then you get it. Watch this. How long do you stand by and not just get intense and fight back? You know, I drew the line. You know, I was given 2 months to live. I want people to very much know that. 2 months to live in the fall of 2011. I don't know how I lived. I have grandchildren. I love my grandchildren. I don't want them to go through this battle. I'm fighting my ass off because the media's... Look, it's a lot like, I think, Jamestown right now. I think the Kool-Aid's a lot like Jamestown. You know, I'm going to play a little rope-a-dope. You know, bring it on. Bring it on. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of any of you. Bring it on. You know, I'll quote that great, brilliant Muslim mind. He was a Muslim, Muhammad Ali. I'll quote him. Howard, you know, when I fight him, Will Chamberlain's going to fight you, Muhammad. You know, Will Chamberlain, that great, incredible athlete, you know, he's a 7'2". He's going to fight you. He's an incredible athlete. Let me tell you what I'm going to do to him, Howard. Let me tell you what I'm going to do to him, Howard. I'll tell you what. Here's what you're going to hear when I fight Will. Here's what you're going to hear. And then he'd go quiet. And Howard, well, what? Here's what you're going to hear. And he'd go quiet. Come on, Muhammad, tell me what you're going to hear. He'd go quiet. And then he'd say, timber. I'll play rope-a-dope with you punks. Bring it on. I'm not afraid of any of you, because what? Really, you don't even, I mean, it's so obscene. You attack a guy who's trying to save your life, save your family's life. Look, in Sendai, I got it leaked to me. I was the first one that knew when they were doing the rice startup that it didn't work, and they had to shut it back down, and it got full of seawater from the typhoon. Let's see. A restart that gets hit by a typhoon. Oh, that's not going to cause... Oh, absolutely it caused problems. We know that the reactors lit up all over the freelancers over there with their Geiger counters. You're not going to... They have State Secrets Act. They have a lockdown. The entire media. And if you don't want to believe me, the USS Reagan trial, right above us, they're flying the flag upside down. I have the videos to prove all this. NBC, no one shows up. I mean, this is the USS Reagan sailors versus General Electric. Should be one of the top... And I could prove this also. You think about when Goldman was killed in Mexico, Trotsky to the head. She's the CEO for Facebook. She's on the multiple board of directors, she is. I mean, they're skull and crossbones to the 10th power. Do you know that Four Seasons has reported? Four Seasons has come out and reported that he was never in their hotel. This should be one of the major stories in the world. All the investigative journalists should be out. Nobody even talking about it. Not one single person talking about it. So what they've been able to do, go after me, so what they've done, and I've got, you know, these are great activists, been on this since day one of Fukushima. They're calling me, hey Kevin, they're launching a campaign against you. You know, and they're attacking this, they're tagging this video. Go ahead, I want to lead this into the Million Mass March group. Now, we'll be gathering at the Washington Memorial like we have the last 2 years. The march will start at 9:30. You know, John Anthony, Grant, myself. We'll lead that incredible march, and we have a lot of, it's a young movement. I want people to really know it's a young, incredible movement, and we have incredible young baby wolves at Chew. We have a lot of great women in this movement, a lot of great moments. We have an incredible group in this thing. We have a bunch of really great rappers and musical stars, you know, Steve Grant and friends that are in this group. I'm the old timer, but so it's a big deal. I'll be in New York City first, then I think I'll take the train over there. I'm going to do some activism there. As when I was in Europe, I think the United States is very much like this. These rats and the trolls that can't handle my style, my way. There's a method behind my ass, and I'm going to lay this out. And I knew this was going to happen. And I talked to 3 or 4 different people. I says, look, when I go to Europe, I have to guard my site. These PR firms and these, you know, as Dana calls them, these nuclear apologists and these rats that they hired go out there. It's intense. It's a full-time job just to ward them off. I said, somebody's got to guard my site while I'm gone. When they go to the site, they're going to go crazy on me. They're going to use every disinformation, every lie, they're going to go crazy. I was very worried about when I was over there. You know, I was all over, and the great activists that I met all over. I mean, it's very different in Europe. I was right, sure as shit. I get a copyright claim by Sony against my site, not just against one video, against the entire site. I'm like, what? I mean, what a battle I had on my hands. A hardcore, they're going to take my whole site down. I mean, I had to battle with, I mean, think about the work you have to do just to get an actual person from Google or YouTube on the phone. The research I had to do, you know, it's very important that people understand that digital copyright mirrors literature copyright. I can say whatever I want. This is no different than writing a book. And I own I mean, it's mine. You can counter, but you cannot slander me and attack me in a person. Now I attack Barry Antoinette. You don't even know who he is. That's what the name I named for the nuclear industry. I attack the nuclear cartel. You know, I attack all kinds of different genres there, but I do it like this and not like that. So you go after me, go ahead, use the names, bring it on, because I'm just going to play rope-a-dope with you. That's what I've done the whole time. Yeah, I'm going to play a rope-a-dope with you, and you know, after you got your, you know, emotional fling, you know, it's a fact. Anybody knows this who's got half a brain. That improv, the hand gestures, that's called emotional intelligence. You can't fake it. You know, you can't keep up. You can't understand. You pick and choose. Go ahead. I don't care. I'm fighting the nuclear industry, period. After I got leukemia, I was laying there almost dying, shriveled up to nothing dead. You don't think I made deals? I made deals with myself. If I live, I will take these apart. As Kevin reached into the bag and he slung the stone, I'm taking these freaks on, and I'm going to use every angle, every freaking piece of my fabric and being, my education, my strength. I'm going to use it all. And you come at me, and you come at me, because right as you get done, I'm going to hit you with a left jab. And right after you get hit in the nose with a left jab and you're blinking like that, I'm going to put a right cross across your face like you never seen. And I'm going to knock you out, nuclear cartel. And the trolls and rats, you want to support them or whatever, you go against your own children. Go ahead. You know, and I don't ever do a copyright infringement claim. You can mix my videos and do anything you want with my videos anytime you want. Anytime. Go ahead and slander me. Go at me. Because you're recording yourself in history. And I've told Jan, I told her, let these people hang themselves. Let these people go ahead and go. Yeah, you got to realize death threats by the, I mean, I'm in critical condition fighting for my life. Death threats. I mean, you wouldn't believe with the trolls and the rats that came at me. And now you got, you know, because now, just like I said then, they will boil the frogs. Sheeple magazine called it out perfect in the early days. They're going to boil the frogs, and I said it. It's going to take 4 or 5 years. And then contemporaries are going to get out, and we're going to have to redefine this whole thing all over again. It took me 2.5 years to convince anybody there was even a meltdown. And these disinformation, you know, these, what does Dana call them? Nuclear apologists. They're much more than that. They're rats. They're sick. Go ahead and record yourself in history. So that's what they're doing. They've launched a campaign which is pure slander. It's libel. You know, I'll let them go. I'll let it go. I'll play rope-a-dope, and you know, I'll get the money raised, and I'll get a real attorney, a good attorney, because I plan on suing the hospital over here, McQuack D, that really ruined me. You know, almost cost me my life, and I'm suing the Department of Energy. Real simple. You take a guy in the 50s, 51, you nuke the guy in the desert. When you know, tell her I have all the information. Tell her said it. Real simple. We know that but we have to stop the Russians. He was Hungarian, remember? By the way, thank you. I love you in Budapest. Wow, how great was that while I was there? The exact train station, right where the refugees, wow. I mean, you can't, all roads lead to Vienna. Oh boy, over and over and over again. You know, the people of Austria are the greatest in the world, I'm here to tell you. So are the people in Copenhagen. They're spectacular, you know. So, he says it'll kill them. Later they'll all die of leukemia, and most likely it will kill their offspring of cancer. Gave me cancer, but they underestimated me. Oh, of course, despite that I was born, come at me. I'm not afraid of any of you. I'm not afraid of one of you. One of you and your keyboards, you know. Get in my face, whatever, I don't care what kind of action. I'm not afraid. You know, this is a big burden I've taken on, a huge burden. Ask Jan, you know, this is how evil. This is Jan Miss Smokey the Clown. I'm going to talk about this. This is how evil these people are. You know, Jan lost her 21-year-old son, tragically. She has twin sons. One of them died tragically. These rats knew it. Do you know what kind of how they piled on? Do you know how they piled on to her? You know, these are brats that were afraid to attack Dana in a wheelchair, slashed his boat. You know, that's attempted murder. These are, but you know, these would be felonies and anybody would go after anybody. They attacked me like a wolf with a central line hanging out of my jugular. I was attacked on the pier at Huntington Beach with a central line hanging out of my jugular vein. But no, we're just on the internet. We're just anti-nuclear, the greatest genre, the most powerful freaking tool to fight these monsters in history. And I show up to all these places and I record in history and I do the work. And look, it's a fact. The restart at Sendai had a freaking partial meltdown. Now, how big is it? I guess we're going to rely on people over there to try to leak it out. But they admit themselves already that the typhoon filled it full of seawater when it was happening. Hello, you don't think that's something? Sending off where he had a leak. And if it wasn't for me fighting, look up Blue Castle. I want you to look up Blue Castle nuclear. You know what timing? I'm in the bone marrow transport with a central line hanging out right as they start their PR thing. I put the freaking dagger in the Utah State Legislature. Dang, the people fighting WIN, nobody even knows what WIN is, Western Nuclear Minority. Nobody knows what WIN is in Vienna. I go all the way to Vienna to stand up for us here in the United States. You know, the IAEAs, they're freaking grandson, the rats that they are. Trolling, killing us. And I'm fighting, defending all of humanity, even the unborn. Your children, yet you're going to come at me. You're going to protect them because what, some rat, some Jack, and Denard and these freaking, you know, they're paid shill rat. I could prove it. There's a kid named Chris Brand. He used to watch my videos. He's not even a kid. He's a paid shill. So then he hijacks Fukushima breaking news, which he knows is mine. And so he goes in there, you Google it, he's got the Eiffel Tower. And by the way, I was in Geneva. I got chased out of Geneva. You should have seen how tense that was. You know how pro-nuclear crazy they are there? You know, there's no answer for the waste. They make nuclear bombs on it. It's the most expensive, filthy freaking thing, heating up the atmosphere, killing the world. It's the worst experiment in human history, nuclear. It's slaughtering you, and I'm here to freaking be David to fight it. You know, so you go to his site and he has videos of Bigfoot. That's how they operate. These guys know exactly what they're doing. They use fake names, like fake addresses, fake everything. Then they attack in a very personal way. Yet they still watch all my videos. I mean, if you got a problem with the guy, you don't like what, just move on. I mean, right? Isn't that what you do? I mean, this subject matter is heavy, and I knew this was going to be this. I was told by Edward Abbey himself, in San Francisco with the Sierra Club, with Stegner in San Francisco, when I was there. He told me right to my face, a small group of us right there, you take on this environmentalism as your life, you will live one hardcore lone life, and you better have big shoulders because they'll come at you with everything they got. I've always known that. You know, it's a hard burden. You think I was born with these scars across my face? It took years of living in this fighting. So I'll play rope-a-dope with you. You know, I'm going to continue to defend. You know, and this is about, you know, there's plenty of these rats and weasels. Why should I fight for them? Yeah, and I won't fight for them because they won't fight for themselves. I have no respect to anybody that won't fight for themselves. But I have children and I have grandchildren, and the Million Mass Brunch, I know there's a lot of mamas in there, a lot of daddies in there that have children and grandchildren that are righteous, good people on the right side of all these issues that love their family. I know there's beautiful people all over the world that love their children. There's hundreds of millions of us. Yeah, we're outnumbered. You know, how nice is they made up ISIS, you know, whatever. It's sad what we're doing to the world, but I'm going to defend. And I'll see you in D.C. Remember the 5th of November. It's going to be intense this year. And I'll give a talk. John Athill will give a talk. You know, I'll have my megahorn this year. So, you know, it'll be radical. And we're going to talk about, remember, we're peace activists. And most police officers that are there, they're on our side. We love them too. We love our enemies. You know, we go at them and we attack hard, but we're in the good love. And sometimes your enemies need to be rope-a-doped, and they need to be jabbed in the face, and they need a rod cross, and they need to be knocked the fuck out. You know, that's the good righteous love. But as far as the police in D.C. whatever, we love those people. They're very much, and you know, Homeland Security's got a problem with us. We're going to iron it out because they know that we're on their team. We know who and we're this. Here's simply who we are. We're not this. We're not this. We're this. We're this. We're going to empty that fucking pyramid, or we're going to die trying. So remember the 5th of November, and the V is not for peace. You know, we believe in tough love, hard love, and we're not afraid to get in the street and fight. And I've been in the street and fight. I'm not afraid. You know, I've been at plenty of places. You have every opportunity to come meet me and have it out with me. And granted, I make mistakes. I've blocked some people that maybe I shouldn't have blocked. I knee-jerked, whatever. But you got to realize how many thousands of people. You're going to get so mad just at a person just because one little whatever spat. And you got to, I mean, is that what you do? Wow, wow, you sound like my ex-wife. I mean, please. I mean, so let's play some rope-a-dope. You want to play? By the way, it's very important to understand that I did all this work in the belly of the beast. This is the University of General Electric, and they are the one. They're the guilty party who did this. You know, and Barry Antoinette, Gina McCarthy, MIT, Cal Berkeley, I'm taking them all. I mean, this is a big burden. You know, told me a long time ago, he says, Kevin, you dive into this, you realize where these, are you really going to take these on? They'll kill you. I said, they're killing me anyway. You know, the dean here, the ex-dean, said, Kevin, I think the nuclear industry hates you so bad they spent you leukemia in the mail. So didn't have to. They sent it to you also. It's called the jet stream. You know, the jet stream moves left to right. And remember, Nora Epstein got freaking leukemia the same time I did. Thelma's hot. And if you don't think they play dirty, you know nothing about Karen Silkwood. You know nothing. And remember, Jerry Spence was here at the time. Had an office right here in Wyoming and Utah. I live right on the Wyoming border. And I want you to very much understand, she made that movie. You know how many death threats she was under? She got leukemia the exact same time I did. She passed. So you think they play fair? Oh, they don't play fair. And you rats and shills, bring it on. Because I'm not afraid of you. Time to play some rope-a-dope. Stay tuned.